So I reckon we've got Evelyn, have we? Is that right, on Zoom? Excellent. Hello, Evelyn.
Hi, how are you going?
Good, thank you.
I would just like to know why we are still going ahead with the Wings to Wheels project. What's the idea around going ahead with that and keeping that on?
So many pieces of it. It's the bottom end to connect with the Papanui parallel.
What's been decided is there's going to be the traffic lights on the corner of Breen's Gardeners and Harewood Road, the traffic lights outside the Harewood Primary School, and the short piece of Wheels to Wings from Matson's Ave back to the railway line that joins on to the Papanui parallel. Oh.
Well done.
Yeah. See, yeah. So that's all that's happening at this stage, and the money has been pushed out into further years. So I don't know when that's going to. I don't even know how far out it's gone. 4 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Thank you. No, that's all.
Okay, mate. No, yeah. So you'll see. One of the things was that Breen's Gardeners Harewood one was a lot of people wanted that, so that was decided to use the budget we've got at the moment and the one out at the school and just tidy up that wee bit because we need to get two cycleways joined to each other, whereas there's no sense having it if there's about 100 metre strip that didn't join. Okay, good on you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Right, Andrew. Ooh, Andrew's the last one. Good to see you, Andrew.
Hello, afternoon all. I thought everybody was doing development contributions, but it looks like I've...
It's you and there was one other.
Oh, crikey.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
But we just stuck you in there.
Yep, no, brilliant. Development contributions. I wouldn't say it's dear to my heart, but it's something I've had a lot to do with. Way back in 2006, I submitted and pretty much came up with the small unit policy concept that's used to give a discount for smaller units. And I've noticed over the years that the council's been making it more and more loose, so you're getting bigger and bigger discounts. And I was like, crikey, well, that's great for developers. But now I think the council are now proposing an overreaction the other way. I'm suggesting, yes, for a one-bedroom unit, you should only pay about 0.6 of an HUE, a household unit equivalent. Mm-hmm. And that's fair enough. You know, you've probably only got about 1 to 1.5 people in a house in a one-bedroom unit in comparison to, you know, a normal average-sized place that's about 2.4 average occupants. But I think there still should be a discount for two-bedroom units. The council staff are saying, oh, it's so close to the average that it's, you know, it's not worth doing. Well, I would argue it's the opposite. If it's only a little bit of a discount, then you won't mind doing it. It gives a market signal to, provides a market signal that two bedrooms, and it's also a matter of fairness, two bedrooms does have less impact on services. The other thing I've put in is you're going to have to be very careful if you go from, when I designed the system, I designed it on square area, and I did that to avoid developers gaming it. Now, I think we all know, and I work for them, they'll game it every way they can. So you've got to really write the revised rules very carefully. I've put in some suggestions. I won't go through those. You can, you know, that's probably more for the policy writing people. But if you're going to go to discount for bedrooms or extra for bedrooms, then you're going to have to nail it down big time. Moving on, large unit residential paying more. I think that's fair enough. I couldn't quite work out what the staff were talking about, whether it's 6-bedroom or 7-bedroom, but I would suggest it might be worth doing almost what I'm talking about with the discount for paying more, that maybe if it's 6 bedrooms, you pay 20% more, if it's 7 bedrooms, you pay 40% more, or something along those lines, based on occupancy rates and percentage occupancy compared to the average. And finally, the one that really got my goat was the stormwater reduction for developer. Hold on. Stormwater. Oh, I think I filled in the wrong one. But there was talk of getting rid of the discount for joined units for stormwater. And I might have actually filled in the wrong part of the form, but I think that's totally unfair. Stormwater is one where you can very clearly measure the impact that a project's going to have on the stormwater infrastructure, because it's the area of roof, well, the area of impervious surfaces, and that's actually the fairest way to do it, not on HUE. And that system of just how much impervious area you're providing is no doubt about it the fairest way to go. In fact, it should be the whole city done like that, but that would be too complicated. So I think that's very roughly my raving.
It would certainly help if you had 5 stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like I said in my example, it's pretty obvious if you've got a multi-storey building with 12 units, they could end up paying 12 times the DCs of a similar house that's got the same roof area.
I see where you come from. So what you're saying before is roughly you would call 3 or 4 bedroom the benchmark, so to speak, and below that would be a discount, and above that would be a bit.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent. I mean, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, possibly. I mean, I unfortunately I tried to get the information off Stats New Zealand on what the percentage household for bedroom amounts were, but unfortunately they weren't able to get it to me before this. But I mean, I think 5, you're pushing it. I mean, you could start hitting everybody in suburbia, but I think 6 and 7 and get some, maybe 5. It's
that's
it's
an
tough.
interesting concept, but I like your stormwater thinking as well. So thank you very much for coming in. And sorry, Tyler had a question.
Oh, sorry.
G'day, how you going?
Good.
I just wanted to ask you some questions about market trends and how these DCs may define them.
Oh, yeah.
You've got here 0.6 Huey for a 1, 0.8 Huey for a 2.
Yep.
Do you think if we implemented some of these DCs that it would actually change the market in the way that they build?
Definitely. Absolutely. Without doubt. I've already been talking to a developer. He's looking at what the DCs are proposed going up to, and he's like, this is going to kill some projects.
And what do you think the market's going to do in light of this?
Well,
more 2 bedrooms.
Well, I mean, at the moment, for some reason, the market's pretty much based around 2 bedrooms in inner city intensification. I don't know how much time you've got, but But 2 bedrooms is a sweet spot if you're selling, because if you do a 1 bedroom, you only have to add 1 more bedroom on, and all of a sudden you can get a lot more money for it.
Yeah.
So 1 bedrooms really come into their own apparently in the rental side of the market. If you can get enough 1 bedrooms on, then it can start stacking up quite well rental wise. But it depends on what the developer's doing. Are they selling or are they holding and renting?
I see what you're saying. So the selling market is wanting to develop lesser rooms or smaller square space.
No, not necessarily. It just depends on the site, because a lot of sites don't work with 1 bed.
See, yeah.
But 1 beds have their place, and 1 bed's quite a rare commodity. Sadly, I try and encourage my developers to do 1 beds, because I look at the Stats New Zealand of the number of single households and the number of 1 beds, and there is a massive discrepancy between the two.
Okay, right. Yep.
Thanks so much.
And one question from Aaron.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the day.
Yeah, just quickly, because the government and the council to an extent have been trying to increase intensity around main transport routes,
Yeah.
and we're still building commercial at single level
Yeah.
in shopping centres, which to me makes no sense, should be multi-storey. Would having DC reductions like go to 1 floor, 50%, 2 or above, and there's no DCs, would that encourage developers to build apartments above shops in commercial zones or not?
I don't think it's going to help. I mean, making apartments stack up is terrifying. I'm doing one at the moment. We're basically not going back to scratch, but we're going to have to go back to the council and make some changes because it's just so expensive to build apartments. Because fire, acoustics, council.
Okay, so it's us.
Yeah, no, it's not you. Fire, acoustics, then council.
Oh, okay, so we're third in the...
Yeah, the fire rules, the intertenancy noise, and just the general cost of construction. Apartments, unless the land is really, really expensive, you're absolutely mad to do apartments. And you notice that with the East Frame, where Fletcher's started off with a hiss and a roar saying, we'll do beautiful apartments. You see what they're doing. They're doing 2 beds. Yeah, 2-storey.
2-storey.
Yeah.
Because you can't build above it. It's too expensive.
It is. It honestly is. It is insanely expensive.
Yep.
And it's insanely complicated.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in, mate.
By 3's just never happened.
Yeah. All right.
Good
Thank
on you. See ya.
Very much.
Back to work.
Okay. Bede's just got one quick wee thing to say, but then I am going to say.